Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. Because Botch and Bitter's outfit barely made any noise at the Met, and she out here dressing like she was going to her own funeral, looking like Ursula or Miss Cleo, she decided to go on Spaces to rant to her fans about allegedly Nicki Minaj and JT, people that she feels like have been throwing some shade at her. Let's take a listen. Ash Miracle.
I know I don't come on social media much and rant much and everything, but sometimes I be feeling like who the is talking to? I know my fans. I know Barty Gang be fake trying me. I know y'all always have my back, but it's like I just be feeling like where do the nerves be coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like where do the audacity and the nerves be coming from? For a sub,
Ash Miracle.
for a shade, for anything. Like you booking prices is my daughter's anklets. Like my daughter anklets
Ash Miracle.
cost more than y'all booking fee. So why the fuck do y'all even think? Like, is that I know sometimes, you know, I know sometimes like y'all labels don't be giving y'all budgets for marketing. And sometimes, like it's like trying to be shady or try to start Cardi, like it's like, it's part of your marketing. But it's like out of all the in the game, think you could rump with me, any of y'all. Like, why you want to rump with me? Like, first of all, one thing about me, I'm not putting, and I will really give it to you in real life. And second of all, like, I don't think that they like even handle the big cat. I would talk on
Ash Miracle.
poor. Y'all hoes is poor. I know Instagram models that make more money than y'all bitch.
Okay, so that's what Botch and Bitter had to say. Some fans feel like she's talking about Nicki Minaj because she mentioned some of these hoes don't get a budget, so they gotta, sub her or diss her. So some fans feel like she's talking about Nicki Minaj because fans were saying that, Nicki Minaj didn't put out music videos. Nicki Minaj didn't get much promo and marketing for Pink Friday 2, okay? But also, some fans feel like she's talking about Akbar JT because she had mentioned a person's booking fee being the amount of her daughter's anklets. Okay? So she was talking big, tough talk, on Spaces, which I think was a strategic move because at the end of the day, people were clowning her for her dress at the Met. So the next step is to run to social media to cause some traction because how else she gonna make it onto the blogs? Nobody was really checking for her at the Met. Her outfit was a flop, and so she has to start issues with Nicki Minaj and JT. Typical, okay? Now, moving on to Nicki Minaj, she is currently the most streamed female rapper of 2024 with 1.8 billion streams. She is now pacing for 5.3 billion streams on Payola in 2024. So congratulations to Nicki Minaj. Honestly, well deserved. And, Nicki Minaj has been putting out hits. Okay, Pink Friday 2, I'm still listening to that. So honestly, I'm not really shocked. Now, moving on to Doja Cat. Doja Cat breaks a new record and remains the number one selling female rapper this decade and the number one female rapper on Payola Global Weekly top albums with 4 albums charting simultaneously. Scarlet 2 at number 56, Planet Her at number 85. 94 is Scarlet, the original album, and Hot Pink at 199. She has 4 charting albums, but no shade to the bald head scallywag. But, the last 2 albums, Scarlet Deluxe and the Scarlet album flop. Let's just be honest. 400 in per sales for the Deluxe. And then I think she did what? I think it was like 4,000 for the original album of Scarlet. I mean, that's not good for somebody that got 3 number ones and 1 billion streams. It's not really that great, okay? And I think if the bald head scallywag don't change her image soon and stop the demonic antics, she's unfortunately going to lose her career. No shade. Now, moving back on to Botch and Bitter, in her rant that she did on Spaces, she also revealed that she got a collaboration coming. A lot of fans are speculating that it could be with Icespxce or Megan Thee Stallion. Let's take a listen.
So yeah, I've been getting hit up for like the past 3 weeks. Somebody want like a verse on like one of their songs. I was a little bit hesitant about it. Because it's like I just feel like I just don't fit the song, and like certain things I feel like I should just let people do their stuff. But I kept getting asked. My team kept getting asked, and I kept getting asked. And then I have a really, really good relationship with these people, like a really good relationship. Like it's like sometimes you have a good relationship with the artist, but then not only do you have a good relationship with the artist, you also have a good relationship with like the artist team, and my team and their team get along and everything. Oh, sorry. So I started freaking with the song, and I did a verse, and I really, really like it. So I might let that go. I might let that go this week, or probably in the middle of next week. It most likely gonna be this week. It depends on like paperwork and all that. But it's like I really like this verse because I know y'all be like, oh, app music. We don't want to hear no app. But but I don't think this verse give app. I feel like there's some real catch.
So some fans feel like she's talking about Icespxce because Icespxce is releasing, I think, a single this week. But not only that, Megan Thee Stallion announced that she will be putting out her new single May 10th, okay, which is also coming Friday. So, Icespxce and Megan Thee Stallion are both releasing music. And everybody knows that Megan Thee Stallion and Botch and Bitter have a fake, alliance because they both don't like Nicki Minaj. So they tend to team up together to do collaborations because nobody else really wants to work with them, especially the male rappers. They don't really care to work with, Megan Thee Stallion and Botch and Bitter. It wouldn't benefit them. So, they got to do collaborations together and team up against Nicki Minaj. So let me know how y'all feel about it. If you guys are excited for Botch and Bitter's new collaboration, because she don't have no solo hits, so she got to do collaborations with Megan Thee Stallion or possibly Icespxce. I also was thinking it could be Gorilla Glue too. I can see her hopping on a Gorilla Glue song again because Gorilla Glue got that song with Megan Thee Stallion, and that Yeah Glow song was doing well on the charts. Now, Gorilla Glue and Megan Thee Stallion's Wannabe has now sold over 500,000 units in the U.S. No shade, but I think this is Meg's payola. No shade, but I don't really hear people talking about this record. I haven't heard nobody talk about this record. I don't even know what the song sounds like. This is how I know it's payola. Like, I don't even know how that song sounds. It hasn't went viral nowhere. Nobody's talking about this record. I can definitely tell that Devil Nation is putting in the payola. Same thing with Warner. So it don't look like Megan Thee Stallion is a flop without mentioning Nicki Minaj. That's what I think their master plan is. Now, the Champagne Thickums Scratch Offs remix. Now, as we know, Champagne Thickums is sleeping with Scratch Off's sister Brooklyn. Okay, that was revealed months ago. And allegedly, Scratch Off had asked Champagne Thickums to hop on the Sunday Side Chick remix, allegedly, and he was going to do it, but because of his rap battle with Kung Fu Kenny, he has scrapped or delayed the remix. Now, Scratch Off tweeted a few months ago, wait till you hear the remix. She's talking about Mistress Service. A fan said, I told you I don't want a remix. And she said, you say that now till you see who and hear this MF on the song. And allegedly it was Champagne Thickums that was on the record. Okay. Thanks to 21 Below Average and the fact that he is smashing Brooklyn, her sister, who is 18 years younger than Champagne Thickums, by the way. But at the end of the day, nobody cares about this remix. Mistress Service flopped on the charts. I mean, why would you put out a remix to a flop song? Who does that? I thought remixes were for hit records. now people are doing remixes for flop records so that they can chart. I'm like, that don't make sense to me. That's a waste of money, a waste of a budget. And I think that Normani should take Scratch Off's budget, because I don't think Scratch Off deserves it. You don't sell no records. No shade. Now, moving on to Queen B. Queen B is still top 10 on the U.S. album chart with Cowboy Carter. Dua Lipa only did 68,000 first week. That was actually very shocking. I'm like, goodness gracious, she flopping bad. But a lot of fans were wondering why Queen B no longer goes to the Met. I think the last time she went to the Met was 2016? So it's been like 8 years, and I think it's because it was exposed at the Met that Camel Face was cheating on her. That's why she don't go to the Met no more. And y'all can say, oh, well, she went the year after because it happened in 2015. I think the incident with Solange happened in 2015. But yeah, she went the next year just so people wouldn't think that she was bothered. But I feel like after that, she was like, I'm not going to no more Mets because, I don't know what they going to be recording in them elevators. And, Camel Face, he continues to cheat on me. It's going to be even more embarrassing that I stayed. So she just don't want the secrets to get out that Camel Face is still cheating on her. And I think she was embarrassed by what happened in the Met, 8 years ago. That's why she don't go to them no more. Plus, if Rihanna goes, she gets outdressed. But I think now if she goes, she won't get outdressed by Rihanna because Rihanna hasn't been dressing good in years. Okay? So I think that if she goes now and she sees Rihanna, Queen B would be best dressed. I think she's dressing better than Rihanna now more than ever. Now, 18 different publications have announced that Nicki Minaj was best dressed at the 2024 Met Gala, okay? Which honestly is not shocking to me. I'm honestly still wowed by the fact that she looks that great at the Met. I was like, I couldn't even believe it. I thought she looked better than, Zendaya, who's usually number one when it comes to the Met for me. She was definitely top 5, but she wasn't, number 1 or number 2 in my eyes. She definitely outdid all of the Kardashians. They looked a mess. And definitely outdid Botch and Bitter. I know Botch and Bitter was fuming when she saw Nicki Minaj's dress. I know she was fuming in that funeral outfit she wore because she always talking about how they don't get a dress, they get outdressed. And she hasn't outdressed nobody so far in 2024, in my opinion. Even in her music videos, she was wearing thongs and bras. I'm like, you dressing up as a stripper. How is that anything new? Now, moving on to the king of rap, Kung Fu Kenny, Euphoria has now sold over 500,000 units in the U.S. Fastest solo rap song to reach this milestone in 2024, under 8 days. Wow. And then also, Kung Fu Kenny is now competing with himself for the number 1 spot next week on the Hot 100 charts with Not Like Us and Euphoria, both aiming for number 1. Not Like Us could become the first rap song ever to go number 1 with a shortened tracking week because Kung Fu Kenny lost a few days, for the tracking week because I think he dropped it on Saturday. So, he don't get that Friday to count for the charts. So I think it's only going to be 2 or 3 days that gets counted. But anyway, Whackademics insinuates that Champagne Thickums was planning on dropping another song, another diss record on Kung Fu Kenny because he's jealous that Kung Fu Kenny is going number 1 and topping the charts. And so he was planning on dropping another song. And unfortunately, because his bodyguard got shot, he didn't drop anything.
I think y'all, if I tell you this, y'all gonna assume something that I'm not saying. There was supposed to be some new music today. I'm not saying from who, nor am I gonna confirm if it was from either party that we've been really interested in. The plan of releasing that got foiled today after some really serious news came out. If you guys don't know, there was a shooting at Drake's house this morning. A shooting where his security guard was hit in the chest in what's being called a drive-by. His security guard was rushed to the hospital. His condition, at least last I checked, still unclear.
Now, a lot of fans are speculating that Whackademics is talking about Champagne Thickums and Kung Fu Kenny, okay? That Champagne Thickums is planning to drop, which I can see him doing after the Heart Part 6 because, Kung Fu Kenny is topping the charts. But other people are also speculating that it could be The Game and Rick Ross. They've been subliminally going back and forth. But we don't have time for the D and F listers to start fighting. We already got JT and Sukiana. We don't care about that. We don't need the Z listers coming out trying to do a rap battle. So I'm sorry, I don't want Rick Ross and The Game doing nothing. They need to keep that, to themselves behind the scenes. But Maul from Worry and Maul podcast was saying that Champagne Thickums also got more coming. Okay? So it could possibly be The Game and Champagne Thickums coming to put out more records against Kung Fu Kenny and Rick Ross. Let me know how y'all feel about that. I'm not here for the D-listers coming out doing music. No shade. I want Kung Fu Kenny only. Now, Champagne Thickums also sabotaged Metro Boomin. A bunch of old tweets from Metro Boomin have came out when he was 18 or 20 years old. And they are kind of suspect. He tweeted back in 2011, the things I would do to Sierra are probably illegal. Then he said, I'm trying to tell one of my followers that age ain't nothing but a number, LOL. Okay, Metro R. Kelly. And then he said, she might be young, but she ready. Okay, now, a lot of these tweets are from when he was 18, 19 years old. Some when he was, 20. Still not, right for him to tweet these things. But he was young. And I believe Champagne Thickums' team went searching for old tweets of Metro Boomin because Metro Boomin was quoting Kung Fu Kenny and calling Champagne Thickums a pedo. So I think Champagne Thickums' team went and searched up these old tweets. Okay, I think it was sabotaging on Champagne Thickums' end. So let me know how y'all feel about it. Then Suki with the loose coochie put out a diss record to JT. She said you mad at Icespxce cause your nigga wanna F her. Forgot where you're from. Mad cause your nigga wear your thong. Now, I think she was referring to the incident that happened, I think it was last year at the EBT Awards where JT was mad and Icespxce was sitting next to Lil Uzi and she lied and said, she couldn't find her seat. Which in all actuality, it was because Lil Uzi was sitting next to Icespxce. And then he also shouted her out in his performance at the EBT Awards last year. So, that kind of was a bar. She also said that JT's been hating on Carisha since Carisha had her baby. She said you got booked for 3 years from stealing from Macy's, which I don't think that was true. I think it was she was doing some sort of credit card fraud. I believe so. I think that's what it was. She said everybody in Miami say you suck D, you lazy, which I don't believe. She said that, basically JT worships the devil. And then she said Lil Uzi only messed with JT because JT looks like a man, which is false. JT, face-wise, body-wise, is that girl, okay? So Sukiana low-key went in on JT. Should JT respond? Let me know in the comments, okay? Should JT respond to these disses? I mean, I don't feel like Suki with the loose coochie is that relevant to respond. If it was Botch and Bitter, it'd be a different story. But, if JT want to respond, she got to respond. If she feels like, the disses were hard enough. But anyway, I got some hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And have an amazing day.